Many see it as one of the pinnacles of music success, a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And today the museum, which is in Cleveland, Ohio, announced the inductees, and along with several big names like Ringo Starr, Joan Jett, and Stevie Ray Vaughan, there's a band that started right here in the Piedmont. It's called the Five Royales, and joining us tonight to talk about this latest class of inductees is someone I consider to be one of the Piedmont's rock and roll authorities. He's one of the Chris's in the Two Guys Named Chris morning show on Rock 92. He's also the host of the critically acclaimed That Demm music show, 9 to 11 a.m. Sundays on Rock 90. Had to get that in.
Thank you.
Get that plug in. Chris, good to see you. Great.
Thanks for the invitation.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much.
It's been a while since we've talked.
I'm humbled to be here. It's a big day in music, of course, when the new class is inducted.
The Five Royales. Tell us about these guys. First time I had heard about them, really, until today.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, my brother and I kind of share the same passion for music, and we discovered these guys back in the 90s.
Okay.
But they were, the Five Royales were the part of the crew that made soul music happen. They took gospel, they took R&B, and made soul music happen. They took essentially church music and then added elements of sexuality and romance and fun.
Interesting.
And that was, in fact, they had to change their name. Originally, they were like the Royal Sons Quintet. Changed their name to the Five Royales so their gospel fans would be upset with them.
Good look. We're looking at some of their pictures there. It's just a good-looking group, too.
They were, and they were fun. I mean, these guys, they played the Chitlin circuit with Sam Cooke, Ray Charles, James Brown. In fact, a lot of people say that James Brown modeled his band, the Famous Flames, on these guys. And a lot of their songs became influential down the road. For instance, Think was a big hit for James Brown, and Dedicated to the One I Love was a big hit for the Shirelles and the Mamas and the Papas.
And unfortunately, all of these band members are dead.
Yeah, long dead. I mean, these guys started making music in 1942.
All right, let's talk about some of the other inductees. Ringo Starr, up until now, the only Beatle not inducted into the Hall of Fame as a solo artist.
Yeah, I think this is kind of a tip of the cap saying, thanks for doing what you do.
Yeah.
Thanks for remaining a Beatle. Thanks for spreading the peace message all these years.
Yeah, Lou Reed died 1 year ago this past October at the age of 71.
Already in the Rock Hall as a member of the Velvet Underground.
Right.
His solo work never sold a lot of records, but he was maybe one of the more dangerous guys you'd ever hear on Top 40 radio.
Bill Withers, Ain't No Sunshine Till She's Gone, 76 years old.
One of the best voices you'll ever hear. And almost a better story. There's a documentary about this guy, and he was born with a stutter.
No kidding.
And he travels around the country talking to school kids who have stutters. They don't know who he is.
Yeah.
And I don't well up very much. I don't get emotional, but that is an emotional documentary, watching him talk to these kids.
Yeah, anxious to see that.
Great
All right,
man.
people who didn't make it this year. Chic, many of us remember dancing to this band in high school. Founded in 1976 by guitarists Nile Rodgers and Bernard Evans. Been on the ballot, let's see, 9 times, the longest record of failed nominations. Trying to overcome that disco persona, I guess, in the world of rock and roll, is that part of it?
I absolutely think so, yeah. I think a lot of the Rock Hall voters, like me, couldn't dance, and that's the dirty secret.
I can't dance either.
We couldn't dance in the 70s. We couldn't dance in the 80s, and so that's why this bias may be built in against them.
Sting, already a member from the Police, I guess, but still looking for that solo induction.
I think he makes tremendous. I don't think it'll surpass it. I don't think his solo career surpassed what he did with the Police, but he's got a half dozen really excellent solo albums.
And the induction ceremony, I believe, is going to be in the spring, in April.
Sometime in the spring. I think this is the 30th year for the Rock Hall of Fame.
Chris Demm, thank you so much. Don't forget That Demm music show, 9 to 11 on Sundays. And every morning on Rock 92.
Thanks,
WGHP-TV.
Neil.
Great. Good to see you, man.
Thank you.
Take it easy.